Good morning. Good morning. Let's work on some spells. Let's go ahead and build, hop in. Probably gonna work on some spells. I may actually go turn my fan off. I got a new fan, and like when it's not on super high, it's making this kind of ringing noise, and it's kind of annoying me. So hold on one sec. There we go. Shut it right off. That'll teach it. That'll teach me. It's probably gonna get warm in here. Man, 234 hours. Holy crap. This was just a throwaway world. I think I mod a little too much here. I think I'm spending too much time doing this. I'm gonna have to actually start playing games soon. Alright, let's hop in. So what spells are we gonna work on? I think we should do maybe Gift of the Mage, and then maybe Tide Runner. We could probably do Whispering Void as well. Let's take a look at all the spells here. So really, I want anything that says like WIP. WIP. Yeah, we got a handful of spells here. Healing Surge. I still have no idea what that one's gonna be really. Let's move that. Gift of the Mage. I know what that one's going to be. Sacrifice, I'm unsure of what that's gonna be. It's gonna cost you something. I think I may have it to where it sacrifices temporal stability to potentially heal. Although I'm not sure about that one because mod interactions with X skills. Tide Runner, that one is gonna be pretty easy, I believe. That's just a buff. So is Whispering Void. Wraithwalk's gonna be fun. Wraithwalk is going to be a fly spell that's going to be slow, but it's gonna allow you to pass through solid objects. I think that one's gonna be fun to make. Rune of Explosion, and then Summoner's Soul. Yeah. So I don't know. What should we start with? Because these are the spells that I want to finish up. I'm thinking if we do Gift of the Mage, because that one's going to allow an incantation mage to be able to summon. My idea is you're going to be able to summon an orb. And then other mages can then run through like into that orb. It'll have like so many charges, and it will replenish a certain amount of health, or maybe it will give you a mana regeneration buff for like a short duration. Maybe something like that. But I gotta be careful with this one because I don't want to make like an infinite mana loop where like the mage itself can go into it and get the mana back from casting the spell, you know what I mean? So let's do Gift of the Mage. Why not? Alright, so Gift of the Mage, here we go. Let's get the spell scroll. Alright, and we're gonna save and quit. I anticipate crashes. First thing we're going to want to do, I'm going to make this in a summonable entity. So we're going to go into entities, spells. We're going to create a new folder. I'm going to call it Gift of the Mage. And instead of spell attacking object, it will be spell mana regen object. And then we're going to do a search and replace here. I can already feel the fact that the fan is not on. I can already freaking feel it. Oh my god. I may have to put it on full blast, and hopefully no one can hear it. Alright, mana regen object. We're going to have to make this class file. Entities. There we go. So for spell, it's going to be a similar thing. This is going to be Gift of the Mage. Copy this and paste it in. We'll use this as a foundation. So for attacking, this will be mana regen. Copy that name. Holy crap! It's already so hot in here. I'm gonna have to put it on full blast and just hope that people can't hear it. Damn. You know what it is? I'm cheap. I'm cheap because I want a new keyboard and mouse, right? I want a new keyboard and mouse, and I want a new one of these. It's starting to wear out right there. Yeah, just the cushion, right? The Razer cushion. I want a new one. So I told myself if I could go this summer without turning on my huge AC right there, which is still covered up, then I would have saved enough in electricity to be able to get at least one of the well, you know, I'd get this regardless, but at least get a new mouse or maybe a new keyboard. I think that I'm wearing down the keys here. So I've been cheap. But it's about time. I got like one more month. One more month. And it's nice because the lazy part of me is like, I won't have to put the cover back on for winter. It's already on. It's been tough. It's been one of my 12 labors. All right, we will register this. So it's, oh, didn't mean to do that. Meant to just copy that. Paste. All right, so that should be everything that I need to do potentially. Let's take one more look here. For the mana regen object, do I have any special shaders for this? I think I do. Yeah, I do have a special shader. Entity, hey Vice, got back into Vintage Story and enjoying the updated Rustbound Magic. Yeah, are you using the new alpha, or are you using whatever's newest on the ModDB page? I gotta always ask that now because they are completely different things. Okay, let's go into spells. So I will copy this, paste. Instead of attacking, this will be mana regen object, and I'm creating this just in case I want to create shaders for this. I'll have everything kind of pre-connected. I'm actually having fun with the alpha stuff. Let's see, this will be mana regen object. There we go. And now I can connect the final dot by coming back in here, and this will be mana regen object. There we go. And I can't remember if I think, yeah, you have to register these as well. So I'll copy this, paste it in, and then this will be mana regen object. You know what else? Not only is the fan not on, I'm hungry. I am hungry. I didn't really eat dinner. Last like yesterday afternoon I had like a salad. basically that was it. So I'm kind of hungry. All right, let's play. And I am going to try and put that fan on. Let me know if you guys hear it. One sec. Boop. Can people hear that? Is it bad? Sounds loud. Oh. Feels good though. Hopefully everything sounds all right. I could maybe talk a little louder. And let's hop in. Let's hop in. I'm playing the ModDB version on a public server. All right. Let me tell you. The alpha has been going pretty well. A lot of changes. A lot of changes. There's now a general spell school. Like the general spell school is more like a tier 1, 2, and 3. Each other magic school has a more defined role now. You have to attune to that magic school to use those spells. The new wand system for things like transmutations changed. Being able to switch your spells, you could just sneak and mouse scroll to change your spells. You could do that with the staff too. This is the new layout for everything. I took out some of the medium crystals and things like that. There's now the essence infusions, its own little thing. It's pretty damn awesome. This is the way you craft most magic things now. Yeah, it's pretty awesome. I am very eager to play this on a server. I feel like I'm finally proud of what the mod's become. To be able to, either make a server of my own or just kind of look to see if there's someone else, because if someone else could manage a server and I could just play, that would be awesome. And I don't even know what magic school I'd want to attune with, because before I liked alteration the best, right? I had it was the most rounded, it was just the best. I don't know anymore. Conjuration is fun, awesome. Incantation found itself. Alteration's still good, and then even evocation with the change in the damage spells and having crowd control now. That even feels really awesome, to be a literal glass cannon controlling the battlefield. So I don't honestly, I think I would end up swapping to the different specs. I'd have an attunement core for each spec, and then have my own sanctum with those specific spells. Yeah. Want to suggest a way to recycle spell ciphers, since I keep getting duplicates and not sure what to do with them. Spell ciphers, you could wipe them clean. If you hold a spell cipher and sneak right-click, you will wipe away the spell that was discovered, and then you can, I think either you get back the blank cipher itself, or you get back the runic scroll. Right? But either way, you could just, start the process over. Right? So if you have, let's say you got Stone Fist, and you're like, I got this spell already. Here, let me get rid of... Oh, man. Maybe that one. Right? So if you see, when you hold it, it says control and right click resets the current spell. So you could just wipe the slate clean. See what you get. Oh, you get the runic scroll back. Boop. There it goes. Alright, so for this spell, let's connect some dots. Yeah, I'm glad that's helpful. Yeah, that I put that in a while ago. But I've been working on this update for a while, too. Alright, let's go into the spell. You know what? Instead of going into the spell right away, I need to make some changes in here. Mana... Oh no, this is going to be Gift of the Mage 1. And then Gift of the Mage 2. They are both going to use this. I don't have to worry about any killed by information. I don't have to worry about anything else there. Glow level, I don't think that's going to do much either. I will keep this shape for now. And then in here, it's going to have to be Gift of the Mage. That fan is a lifesaver. Hopefully, again, hopefully if it's too loud, let me know. I can muddle without it. But this is pretty nice. Alright, so I got everything there. Now we need to spawn this thing. Let's go into the spell itself, because we're going to have to hook in and change a couple of things. Researched. This is going to be a tier 2 incantation. Gift of the Mage. Okay, all of this can pretty much go. Get rid of all of it. Even the spell effects, right? This is really what I want to start with, and what we will use is for the foundation. It's actually going to be Void Pulse. So I'm going to need this. We will deal with the colors later. And then I want the Ray Trace destination. I want to get a snapshot of that. And we'll copy and paste this right into here. I can get rid of that. So for this type, it's going to be mana regen object dash that ID dash unstable. That's gonna be what I want to spawn. And then this, instead of attacking, it'll be mana regen object. Copy. Mana regen, there we go. And then this other basic stuff here, paste it in. I'm gonna clean this one up a little bit. I don't need any more complex math. We're gonna use the final position. I'm not gonna do anything with any kind of rotations. There we go. And I'm playing the sound already. So now when we cast the spell, see, there's going to have to be another change. We got to change the effect at your feet. So this right here needs to go away. And right now I'm using, looks like configs for agility. For the sake of testing, we're going to make this a static 3-second cast. There doesn't... You know what? Duration? We're going to do 10 seconds. And then for the stats, I'm going to put in 5. There we go. Is there anything else we're going to need? I'm going to need a range. And I will say you could drop this 10 blocks away. Anything else here? I think that's everything right there. So I'm gonna have to, we're gonna try and refresh. This is gonna be a good test. I changed how everything's registered. So maybe doing a world reload now will kind of wake everything up and change the spell. Delicious. Yep. 3-second cast time. We have the appropriate orb. That right there is where it's going to show up. For something like this, you know what I'm feeling? I'm feeling more like a blue and a purple kind of mixed together. You know what I mean? Like a solid blue and purple. So let's kind of make the green 50. Let's make the red, I kind of want it to be a little more blue than purple. So we'll do something like this, and then for the randoms, we'll do something like that. Let's see what kind of color I just made. So I got the purple down. I was honestly, I was expecting it to be a little more blue. Let's subtract from the red to give it more of a blue. Okay, that is closer. I think what I need to do here is extend the blue to the full scope of what blue can do. There we go. So this is what I wanted, like a muted purple hinting on the side of blue. Right, so you'll be able to put this anywhere and it kind of shows you where it's going to be. And then you will spawn whatever this looks like. So this is just taking from the Void Pulse textures and everything. So there's going to be something there. I think it's going to be more of a smaller AoE. Let's start working on this now. So let's go into here. Try and spawn completion sphere. This isn't what I want. No, that's not what I want either. Here we go, on game tick. Since it's none of these, what I'm gonna do is we're gonna put in Gift of the Mage. I'm going to use the same color pattern here from the spell itself. Just like this. Alright, we're going to paste those in. Oh. There we go. I'll set those as the default. 50, 180, 220, this would be 25, 5, and 150 with a 135. All right. Actually, that could just be 35. There we go, right? So I'm starting to form the particles around. What is the idea behind Gift of the Mage? So in the alpha, the new update I'm working on, I'm making it to where each spell school has its own kind of specialty, a specific way to play the game, or be a mage. So everyone's aware of alteration. It's mainly healing and buffs. The big change there is that the buffs, the combat-oriented buffs, are not like 30 minutes, 1 hour buffs. It's more like 3 to 5 minute buffs, and they are significantly faster to cast, and they cost a lot less mana to actually do. And they've all been like weakened a little bit, right? Just because I wanted to help, not be like, yeah, I buffed myself and now the mage is useless. And also they have an attack spell. Even the other ones, they have an attack spell. So for alteration, it's called Judgment. But incantation is kind of the flip side. So instead of buffing, they can remove debuffs, and they can steal temporal stability from like creatures by using their attack spell called Siphon. so they can replenish their temporal stability. And they'll have other spells like Temporal Funnel, which they can give other mages and other players their temporal stability. They'll be able to, you know, do Gift of the Mage, which actually grants other mages mana. So when a mage gets close to this, they'll be able to get a mana regen buff, you know, at the expense of what the incantation mage was able to produce, but they won't be able to benefit from it, but they'll have other ways of regenerating mana, like Whispering Void, which is like meditation while not meditating, right? So their identity is more like, you know, it's like the flip side, the other side of the moon. Evocation has become, again, it's always been pure DPS, but this time it also has all of the crowd control stuff too, which I think is really awesome. And then Conjuration's pretty much the same, right? You make items, but they'll be getting an attack as well. So that's what we're working on right now. I'm working on creating this spell to be able to allow other mages to be able to regen mana. I'm creating these toolkits because I have ideas for, like, hard to fight bosses where you may want a couple mages working together. Because for an incantation mage, all other mages are going to love them because of the fact that they can heal temporal stability, which in my boss fights are going to be really... your temporal stability is going to be super important. And the fact that they're going to be, like, you know, to some degree mana batteries, that's going to be even awesome too, because then Evocation Mage won't have to spec themselves out and put on the equipment to be able to, you know, have mana reduction, right? Because instead they'd be able to maybe focus more towards haste or damage or something else, right? So it's going to shift how that one mage may want to do things. You know, just I'm trying to create, you know, like a synergy between the different specs. All right, so let's condense this orb down here, and this will be a Gift of the Mage 2. I can get rid of the rest. Boop. Okay, so the completion sphere, I'm gonna make this just 7.5. So it is smaller. Let's do I even need this dome? Let's get this spell may not need the dome because it already has a pulsing effect. This is going to look like a different kind of crystal. I'm going to probably condense it and connect it. And I'm going to want it to where you have to, like, enter its collision space. Right? You'll have to enter it to get this, which means that I may want to make it to where you don't collide with it either. Or maybe you don't have to get that close. Maybe I will have it be kind of like an AoE. Would these schools be a full commit, or could you specialize in multiple? You can specialize in one at a time. One at a time. And the way you're going to specialize is with your attunement core. So there's the general magic school, which there'll be an attack in there. It's now the temporal touch attack. There's spells like dig and you know, befriend animal, growth, hydrate or hydration. You know, all those spells are considered general spell schools. You know, the general spell school, and any mage could use them, but to use the specific stuff, you will need to attune. Let's see here. Yep, and you got your basic attunement cores. And then if you want to pursue it further, you can have one of the advanced ones, which just makes it to where you become a powerhouse in that specific spell school. So, like, something like this, like damage plus 50%, fireballs are going to do a lot of damage. At that point, honestly, for an evocation mage, haste is probably the best thing. That, and then, of course, damage. Alright, so I like this. I like this so far. Let's create a very quick, down and dirty kind of crystal. Actually, I'm going to take that original file, and then, like, I'm going to condense that model down. And then maybe try and overlap it and tilt it a little bit so it looks more like either a gemstone or a sphere. I'll get rid of the rotating ring for now. Or, you know what? Maybe I'll keep it. I may keep that ring and then just, like, recolor it and maybe change it. Some exciting stuff coming in the future. Yeah, there's like, mana infusion now. That's how you get your different wands. Everything's seen a pretty substantial boost. it's pretty cool. I even things like the Rift Weaver, like everything's, you know, looks different, and it takes you know, gemstones now. So right, I could put like Chimerite on. If I could find any of my gemstones, here we go, Chimerite. Right. So now you'll actually see the stones sitting there on the pedestal as everything's rotating to open the rifts, and the rifts that are open depends on the stone you put in, right? So I'm gonna do transmutation on this, and this is the new transmutation, right? And then the size of the rift is actually, like, right now I'm in the influence of the rift. So I'm giving you more tools. It's massive. And then, of course, what you could do is, here, let me get some mana back. Serenity's the new cleansing light, right? So you could kind of go around it here, and then boop. And then I just destroyed it. And actually, because it was such a big rift, I got 3 of these rift charges that I could then use for crafting, or I could throw them right in for the mana infusion system. And I can make like a neutral charged like essence core, and then that's how you get the attunement. There's a lot of neat stuff. A lot of neat things. What do I got in here? Primordial fragments. Now, as you burn things in this and actually like use the essence as fuel, you have a chance of getting primordial fragments now. So I did away with the whole like, the crucible's the way you do it, and if you don't do it that way, everything's more expensive. No, now it's just like, here you go. You have a chance of getting this. So yeah, a lot of cool stuff. That's why I said, like, I'm actually happy. You know, I'm excited to finish this. But yeah, it's pretty awesome. Hello, Mr. Streamer. What changed in 1.21 that makes RBM crash? The fact that it was built for 1.20. Yeah, it's built for 1.20. You are going to get crashes for 1.21. And who knows? It could be, I haven't tested it yet. It could be something as simple as the game decided to change the rendering engine, and there's like one statement that, you know, has been labeled something different because they decided to capitalize, you know, Matrix, or, you know, like the M in Matrix or something. I won't know till I go to 1.21. And I don't go to 1.21 till we have a full release. Normally, if an update was like exciting, I probably would be building against it right now if it added something that I cared about. Honestly, 1.21's kind of a flop for me. I have like so little interest in it. Like I'm gonna wait. I'm not gonna, you know, try and bring it into something broken and buggy and then have to troubleshoot the game's problems too. So I will be patiently waiting. Unless we get, like, you know, pre-release 4 comes out with some cool kind of feature that I want, in which case then I would probably upgrade. But all right, Gift of the Mage. So we will spawn this here. I love the sound effects linking up and everything. Love it. Let's change this model. We are going to pull up desktop. Model creator. Oh, before we do this, boop. I have to create a new file. I have to create the new shape file. And you can only create new things when the game is not running. Alright, so those are textures. Here we go. Shapes. Entities. Spells. Instead of Void Pulse 1, this is going to be Gift of the Mage 1. Now I can go up and build. Bam. I'm surprised this game doesn't have fishing yet. Would pair well with the boats they added. Maybe it's coming. I think there is a fishing mod. Last I remember though, that fishing, the original one, and then like the fishing 2 mod had a lot of issues. A lot of issues. It came in conflict with like most of the mods in the ModDB page, which isn't cool. But the fishing mod, I remember kind of looking at it and I'm like, man, if this worked and it didn't bully everyone else's, literally almost everyone else's mod in the community, like I'd probably use it. And the funny thing is, I don't like fishing games, but you know, as a side thing, yeah. That'd be kind of cool. All right. So let's remap this on the entity, right? Because now this is going to be Gift of the Mage 1. Now I won't see any change doing this reload. You can download fishing from Nexus Mods, technically speaking. Nexus Mods. You probably should be getting it from the ModDB page for Vintage Story. I wouldn't trust anything else. All right. File, open. Shapes, entities. Man, what am I gonna have for lunch? I'm hungry. Do I get sushi? Does it feel like a sushi day, or do I fire up the grill and just make like 6 pork chops? What do I do? What do I do? I mean, sushi would be delicious, but I have this maple and brown sugar rub that I want to put on those pork chops. I don't know. Kind of leaning towards, but sushi I have to drive somewhere, pick it up. Unless I want to spend like another $20 on the sushi. Alright, so let's see, for all of this stuff... Oh man, I did this in a dumb way. You know what, maybe not. Yep, totally did it in a dumb way. Okay, so I'm gonna have to link up all of these together so it's one thing. There we go. You know what, this may not be as bad as I thought. Edge 6 goes to Edge 2. Edge 3 goes to Edge 7. And then Edge 4 goes to the last one, Edge 8. And then for the bottoms, right, so that was 2. So 13's gonna go to 14, easy. 22 is gonna go to 23. 19 is gonna go to 20. Kind of seeing the pattern here. 16 to 17. Alright, now I should be able to move these together. Let's bring it down 1. and then in one, in one. Let's see what kind of overlap we can get. So this would be up or down one, in one, in... Oh. Did I do it? Yeah. I think it's going to be too close. But we will see. I should probably combine them first. Here, let's go out one, out one. There we go. I'll put them together first and see what that looks like, because that may be all I need to do. Not bad. I think I know what I'm gonna do here. I'm going to spread them out by one, and then I'm gonna make the angles fold in more, and then start to kind of come together. Yeah, I think that's what I'm gonna do. Whoops. There we go. Something like that. Alright, so we'll move everything out. Man, I'm getting, like, everything wrong here. Damn it. Damn it. It's like the opposite of what I expect. I swear to God. Oh my God. No, I got that one wrong too. I got that one wrong too. Son of a bee. Oh my God. There we go. Oh, I can learn. No, I can't learn. All right. That was embarrassing. So what's this gonna look like if I just extend this by like 2? Right, because they almost touch. And then having something like, I can put something in the middle now, right? That's where I could eventually put a shader or something. That way it looks like there's like an energy core. I think that's too aggressive there. Yeah, maybe something like that, right? So I could just extend this by 1. Not bad. Not bad, but I can do better. I could try and angle it in more. I don't know. You know what? For now, I'm just gonna have it like this. We're gonna reload. Let's see what this new shape looks like. So it is a little more round, a little more chungus, but you know what it may be? It may be the fact that it's too thick. I think it's too thick. What if we really trim the fat, so to speak, here? Right? Yeah, sushi sounds fantastic. I thought I was going to be slick and cast growth too on these rust blooms to speed things up. Yeah, you can't do that. You thought you could. You thought. Okay, I think this is better having it thinner. I can put it together more maybe, or I could have more of these. Ooh, I got an idea. It may even be a good idea. Wish there was a quicker way to do this, but I guess it'll just take me another like 2 minutes. There we go. And I could, let's see, we could duplicate this. Kind of make something like that. And then if I extend these one more, it could look like a cage. And then I could follow it up with a shader. Oh, you know what? Better yet. I could stagger. I could stagger it like this. Right, and we'll just put these back down. And what I could also do is take these and then maybe just push them together a little bit more. So it looks like there's like two kind of cages, you know what I mean? Wow, I got it right the first time. Look at that. Let's do that. Right, a bigger cage and a smaller. Move this one. Okay, you know what? I could see this. I could see this. Damn it. Damn it. No. Oh, come on, man. There we go. Damn it. I get the wrong one each time? Come on. Oh my god. There we go. There we go. Let's see what this looks like here. Come on. Oh, I forgot to do the rotation. but I mean, I think with a shader in the middle, I think that's gonna be pretty darn awesome. Let's take a look at what we got for keyframes here. All right, so that's what we got now. Let's set this for rotation in the opposite direction, maybe. And let's just kind of take a look here. I think I want this to rotate differently as well, so I will start from this side, or end from that side and start with that one, right? Because it's going to look like it follows the middle. Let's play around with stretching. You know, instead of playing around with stretching, what's this going to look like if I if I create a space, right? I kind of like having a gap there. Let's give it a try all the way around here. And then after this, I think this is going to be a good like start for the model. And then we're gonna go on to actually having this regen mana. All right, file, save, reload. Oh, we gotta manually edit it. There's gonna be a glitch in it. Let's manually re-edit. Get rid of recipes for now. Entities, Gift of the Mage. We need to come all the way down here. And we want to copy this. Just like that. We're going to save. Because, see, you could see it like... It jolts a little bit. It jolts just a little bit. And I don't like that. Man, I kind of want sushi. Maybe sprinkle some of the seto fumi furikake on it. There we go. That looks like a smooth animation. It's a little fast. It's a little fast. Let's change that. All right, where is it? Here we go. Spin. Yeah, I set it to 15. Let's slow it down a little. Yeah, we're gonna reload. We'll see what this one looks like. I think this will be fine for the model and everything. Then we're gonna get into the logic. So I'm thinking the caster will not be able to benefit from this. There we go. Something that's a little more tame with speed. Just imagine like a shader in there, like an orb of energy. This isn't going to be brown. Let's whip up a really quick texture for it. Gift of the Mage. Where is it? Here we go. Regen spell object. Yeah, see, I'm looking into crystals for this, so I need to go into block elemental crystals, block elemental crystals. Oh, I do have the ghost and the blood. Let me look at the blood. Kind of play with the color for the blood a little bit. No, that's not going to be a good foundation. Maybe the ghost, because it's got some white in there anyways. Colors, flip, rotate. Ah, no, it's too black and white. All right. Alright, so I'm gonna have to go with like good old-fashioned fire. And we will do effects, color. Yeah, something like this, I would say. Something with blue in it and also some purple. Alright, oh, I can't have the game running when I make this new file. There we go. So I'm gonna just copy and paste this, and I'm gonna make a new kind of crystal. I'm gonna call it a mana crystal. Easy. So instead of rust, this will be mana. Maybe a little too vivid. I may have to tone it down, but put that in there. I will undo what I did for the fire. And one more thing I'm gonna have to do is this, right? I want a mana array. So let's go in entities, spells, so entities. Entities, spells. Instead of Void Pulse, this will be Gift of the Mage. And then we will copy the rust out, put it in here. I will call this mana. There we go, and replace this. Okay. Build, we'll hop back in. Shotgunning this in. Because we still got a bunch of other spells to make. Sacrifice is going to be fun. Tide Runner's going to be fun. Whispering Void, I'm not sure how I'm going to pursue that one. Or Healing Surge. But Rune of Explosion is going to be fun too. Conjuration Mages are going to be able to set traps. Not what I envisioned. That's way too vivid. I was right. Blocks. Mana Crystal. Alright. You are just too much. Let's tone it down a bit. Oh, look at that. Toning it down 50%. Ooh. I kind of want a little more blue in it, but not bad. Not bad. Would Conjuration ever be able to summon something to fight for you? Not Conjuration, but I have the idea. So I did a lot of things behind the scenes. Okay, that looks pretty good for now. I did a lot of things behind the scenes. I have the ability to have instant cast spells now. I got full support for that on the foundation layer. I have a new targeting system, right? To where I could show you where things are going to be. A new particle system that I kind of put in that I can rapidly spawn custom particles. And I have I separated out the systems to like individual systems, right? So your wand and your staff, right? Like there's a couple spells that you can choose, you know, by just scrolling. The staff is now separate, right? So you have this, and depending on the staff, you have more spell slots, right? So the idea was I'm going to create another kind of staff called a summoning staff. And then that one's going to have embedded spells in it. I have a whole summoning system where basically you'll use rituals, gather essence, create totems, and then you'll place the totem down, and then you'll cast like the summon minion spell on it to turn it into a minion. You'll be able to dismiss them. There's a loyalty system that I can also put in, that I may put in, I'm not sure. I have it all mapped out. It's going to be summons and bosses are going to be the next big push after I finish up these few spells and get this out. So it's coming. It's coming. I never changed the texture for, where is it? Entities, here we go. I never changed this texture, so let's go into colors, flip rotate. And get something with a little more purple in it. Purple! And you know what? Instead of being like a ring overall, maybe I kind of break it up a little bit. Let's say, so 31, so that would be 32. That's the middle. Let's kind of break it up by this much. Something like that. Let's try. You know, it's got to be more pronounced, I think. And maybe 3. Yeah. I like that. I'm lazy, so this is what I'm going to do. I'm gonna copy this, and then we're just gonna take the whole thing, rotate. Oh, we're gonna take the whole thing, and we'll just do a 90-degree rotation, and then I'm gonna paste it in. There we go. He's lazy. There we go. Pop that in. Oh, come on, that looked cool. I'm hyped. The pets were always a tease since they just follow you. Yeah, they were the foundation for a pet system. Like, I could, it's just a couple switches to flip to actually make them combat pets. I like it. I like how that looks. I feel like it could be a little skimpier. Little like 1 2 3 like 1 2 3 4 5 6. So let's get rid of 4 on each side. Yeah, something like that. Alright, that's good. And copy. Again, we will, there we go, rotate 90 degrees, paste, save. Fireball, and reload. It felt like there was still a connection, right? It still felt solid. I think by pushing them back towards the edge, it's gonna feel more like little separate things and not like a connected ring rotating around. I like it. Alright, cool. Cool. Now let's make this spell actually do something. Let's make it actually do something meaningful. How am I going to replenish your mana? Is it going to be a burst amount, or is it going to be a mana over time effect? I guess that is the question. If I do a mana over time effect, I would have to make a new buff. If it's a burst, that's less work I have to do. And I think a lot of people would want it to be a burst. So let's say this spell costs 100 mana to produce, right? Maybe I would have it give up to 80 mana back. Right? That way there's some kind of deficit there. And then out of that 80 mana, let's say I have 4 charges on it, and each charge would be like 20. Right? So I can hit 20, right? And then like after 3 seconds, or I could just stand in it, and after 3 seconds I can get another 20, another 20, another 20. You know what I mean? Like to where it like maybe pulses. And then if I just need a little dip of it, right? I could go in, get my dip, and then get away from it so I don't waste the mana, right? And then another mage could come in and get some. Or, and I will allow incantation mages to pick it up too, because in case you do put it in the wrong place, I want you to be able to walk up to it and like get a lot of your mana back. So let's start with that. Gift of the Mage 1, I think that starts at, we'll start it at 100 mana. To make everything, or maybe I'll make it like, yeah, 100 mana I think sounds good. Oh, shoot. But I have mana reduction stuff, so what does that mean? That means that instead of 100 mana, it would only be 50 mana. So that would make like an infinite spring. Ooh. I don't like that. I think I would have to get what the mana is that you put in. Is there a way to cheese that by casting the spell and then... No, because I would take a snapshot. Alright, so let's have this pulse and replenish mana. Let's get that functionality in here. Alright, we're gonna minimize these two things. Here we go, on game tick. So in here... So this is server side. What I'm going to want to do is RMR references dot you know what, not RMR references, and you know what, I don't want to be in here. There we go. I am going to get rid of that. And then... I'm going to say if E is entity player, I'm actually going to cut this out. I'm going to put it in here. I'm going to put an and. So you have to be alive and you have to be a player. And then in here, I'm going to say, we're going to create a variable for players. So entity player equals E. I'll static cast it to entity player. Right? So now I don't have to worry about that. I could just use player dot watched attributes dot has attribute. You know what? I don't have to do a has attribute. I'll just go right to get. Get bool. And then I will say RMR references dot is magic unlocked, and I'll put false in here, and I'll say, does this equal true? Right? So basically I'm saying for the player, do you have magic unlocked? If you don't have any this at all, it's just going to default to false, because obviously you don't have it unlocked. Now, if you have magic unlocked, we could do rm helpers dot mana replenished. I knew I had something in for this. For now, I will say we'll do 10. I'll put a static number in. So I got to get the world. So player.world. Damn it. There we go, player.world, and then 10. And this is going to be per pulse every second. I need to get rid of a bunch of mana. There we go, Serenity. Oh, I gotta stop doing that. I'm so used to that little bit of delay. Oh, damn it. There we go. Okay, so big drop in my mana. 28 out of 60. still 28 out of 60. All right, so let me see. Get all entities. Oh, let's shrink that down first of all. Within 1 block of it. You know, instead of sending a packet, why don't I just do player dot watched attributes dot get int, right? And then I can say, oh wait, I think I have something else in here where I'm saying if you are, I think I'm locking it down. Yeah, right here, if you're not a player. There we go. So get a list of everyone, and you know what? Actually, I want it to get players. So if you're not an item entity, or you're an entity... Yeah, let's get rid of this. Right? So you are not an item entity. I guess I could undo this. This is just kind of it's a bad way to do it, but I guess it doesn't really matter. Because then right here I'm going to say, yeah, and you are a player. And you're not yourself, and the entity code is spell mana regen object. I know, it's gonna be upset. Jesus Christ. I got it, I get it. I may have to restart, but yeah, let's restart because an error may be stopping us from getting mana now. You know, this kind of means I don't need to check if it's an entity player because it would already have to be put into this list. Right? Like, you would have to be an entity player to even make it to the list. And I could get rid of this and this as well. And get rid of those 2 checks. Basically, I just want a list of the players, which will automatically ignore the entity itself. And I can't tell if it's pulsing. So let's scroll back up to here. And let's put armar references dot logger. And I'm going to just say tick with a big line. Tick, 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 tick. Okay. So, oh. It replenished my mana. Alright, let's cast Serenity again. Yeah, looks like, there we go. So, big burst. Okay, so it didn't do that. It did tick once. So there's something going on with the ticking here. And it seems like it's not always getting to this. I think 1 may be a little too strict. Let's do like a 1.5. Tick, tick, tick. Perfect. Now I need to put something in here that ignores this, right? So I have to say if create another if statement here. And I'm gonna get your attributes. We'll do get int. And I'll say armor references dot entity player underscore. That's max achievements. Here, we'll get total mana first, right? Yeah, so I want to get this copy. We'll do greater than or equal to this. There we go. I should do a less than. There we go. Yep. And I want current mana. Right? So I will take a snapshot of your current mana, which I will set it 0. Right? If you don't have any, if you made it this far and you don't have mana. So if your current mana is less than your total mana, which I would also put it 0, that way it would stop if you don't have mana, then tick. Because I don't want to waste mana ticks. Good. So I'm not getting any mana right now. Oh, it went away. Damn. This only lasts for like 2 minutes, I think. Alright, so get close. Tick, 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 tick. And it should have stopped. But I don't think it did. Alright, a little further. Oh, I also have to copy this. And I have a Kentic here. So if this is alive and I'd probably just do E. Oh, you know what I want to do? I'm gonna create a bunch of space. I want to do the same thing I did here, right? So if it's alive, and that, let's create more space here. Copy this, paste, cut, paste, right? So if you meet this criteria, then it can tick. And actually, I want to cut this out and move it to the top. There we go. All right, so let's put this down. So there are no ticks happening now. All right, no ticks. Let's cast Serenity. Tick, 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 and it stopped. Excellent. So this thing has, I think the default is 10 charges. Maybe I should have it to where it's still 10 charges, but it does like a little burst, like 5-10 mana per tick. Right? What's the max? Yeah, it's 10. I like that. I like that. We'll give it 10 times. So I can get rid of these print statements here for ticking, or just that one, I guess. Yep, just that one. All right, so let's save that. There we go. We'll hop into this song. You know, actually, I want to listen to something A little more aggressive. Yeah. Alright. Let's think about the next thing. It's going to be the problem of how much mana this should have. Ah, crap. I may have to... I think I have to send a snapshot. See, here's the problem. What stops you from putting on armor and equipment to lower your mana cost? Right? What stops you from doing that? Like, you know, what stops you... I'm trying to word it, right? What stops you from casting the spell with all of your mana reduction on? It would be flipped, right? Because you would... If I take a snapshot of the amount of mana the spell took to cast, and then divvy that out, this spell would suck for a mage that has all tier 3 equipment, because it would have 50%. It would lower the potency of this mana return by 50%. I would have to dynamically change the mana cost. Or have this spell be the only spell that does not scale with the mana stack. I think having this not scale with the mana stat would be the easier solution. So let's go into the spell, right? I have a custom consume mana for spell here. I have a custom one somewhere. Here it is. I could put a static mana cost into here. So we could do Gift of the Mage. Instead of spell scroll in, I could put in this dot... mana cost. This also means that I now have to, in the grimoire, the spell, all the information, I need to make it to where that doesn't change. So let's pull up item, spell, grimoire. Let's look for mana cost. Let's cut this out. Put an if statement in here. Paste. Else. Right, so we're going to have these two, and I'm going to say if this dot ID dot equals, whoops. So if this equals e spell names dot gift of the mage 1 dot to string or Gift of the Mage 2. Then I can get rid of this. Right, spell name, mana, prefix, symbol. I think what I can do... It would just be this dot mana cost. Yeah, I think that's it. Just like that. The formatting may be a little weird, but I think it'll be all right. So this is 36. Let me get some mana reduction stuff. Spell duration, cast time, mana cost. Insufficient mana to soulbind. Ha! That's great. Alright. I'm gonna be cheeky with this. It's something other people can do as well in the update. You could start off small. I want to keep Gift of the Mage. I guess I'll get rid of that. Oh, you know what? Let's not attune to the wristband. Let's attune to the Necklace of Knowledge. Because I'm going to artificially raise my stats. Right? To increase my max mana. I could just put the belt on, and then that will give me the 100 that I need. Wait, why do I need more mana? Oh, to put that on, I'll need 200. You know, I'm just gonna pull out the admin tool. How much mana do I have now? 151? How much mana do I have now? 211. Done. Let's just replenish all the mana. There we go. Now I can put this Brit necklace on. There we go. So I have a reduction, right? See, now it's 33. I don't want that. Right? It was 38. Now it's 33. Now let's reload. Let's see, what do we got here? Any messages coming through on my phone? Nope. Everything is right in the world. Alright, so now if I look at it, okay, so the Grimoire still says 33, so this is not correct here. Let's say... Variant type tier school. So, you know what? ID isn't something that I would use. It would be variant type. So variant type equals one of those two. That did it. Okay. And let's take a look at other grimoires just to make sure. Yep, the mana reduction cost is hitting everything else. Sweet. Except for this. Okay. So that means that all the math just became a lot easier. Let's take a look at the spell again, and let's start fine-tuning things. Gift of the Mage. How much mana should the tier 1 version of Gift of the Mage cost? I think 100 mana. A 100 mana. And then we can go into here. It's going to pulse 10 times, all right? But now I need to create another variable here that says int mana to replenish. Wow. There we go. I'll just say mana gained equals, and I will say 10. We'll do 10 as a default. And then if it's Gift of the Mage, I can say, oh, you know what? Why don't I do... No, I should do it this way. Yeah. Mana gained equals... Banned. So mana cost, mana gained equals Rustbound Magic dot full spell dictionary. Not mana cost. Could I just maybe pass mana cost as a variable? Why do all this lookup stuff? I could easily do public int mana cost, and then I could do a get set and then I believe in here I could say, right, because I would just be passing the variable through. Same way I would do with like damage. And then in here, all this would just, whoops. Here, just stop the game. I know what I did wrong. I fat fingered it. I know. Where is it? See, I opened up Grimoire. Let's get rid of that. Right, so in here, I can do entity spell dot mana cost equals this dot mana cost. Right? Pipe that variable through directly to the entity here. Let's get rid of that. This is what I want. I wanted to get rid of that. And this would just be mana gained would be mana cost. And then for each one of these, I could just do like mana cost times 0.5f. And then static cast the whole thing. You know what? I could do math floor instead. I could do math ceiling. I'll do math ceiling. And then that. I think I want the two variables for math ceiling. Can I convert from double to int? Yeah, this would have to be as an int, so I would still have to static cast it. I thought I could get away with not doing that using ceiling. I mean, what's the point of doing this if I could just I could just static cast the whole thing as an int. There we go. So I'll just go to the whole number. You know what? I think maybe I need to do it this way. Math.ceiling. And put it in like that, right? Because the issue wasn't with the math ceiling, it was with this wanted an int and ceiling's giving back a double. So instead of that, I want .1, right? Because I want to take 1/10 because it ticks 10 times. So I want to give you 1/10 of the mana that it costs for the spell per tick. But that's a perfect conversion, right? That is a perfect conversion. We don't want a perfect conversion. There's got to be a little give, right? Or does there have to be? Is it so bad that you could cast a spell that costs a certain amount of mana, 100 mana, and then if no one uses it, you could just walk in it and get all of your mana back? I don't think there needs to be a payment for that spell, because your payment was the waste of time. The fact that instead of fighting or doing something, you have to stand by this thing for 10 seconds to get all your mana back. And you put durability on your staff, right? You wasted a durability on it. And something like this would be useless when it's a spell scroll. Yes. So this is going to be a lot more expensive. Now it's going to be 100 mana, and it should give me 10 mana per tick for 10 seconds. It's beautiful. It's fun making spells. It's like sculpting. Make whatever I want. All right, Gift of the Mage. Oh, you can't move while casting this. Boop. That took all that was all my mana there. I must have had exactly 100. How close do you have to be to this thing? So it was like fake ticking. Interesting. Oh, this is... I can't do it this way. It's... Shoot. It's because I'm taking a mana cost. I'm not checking... Ah, man. Alright, let's think about this. I got an idea. If... Else... There we go. Instead of bool, is spell scroll, right? So I could do a check here, and I could say, if it's true, if that's a spell scroll, take mana this way, which is going to cost nothing. If it's not a spell scroll, then you're going to just consume the mana. That's it. Weird that it's not ticking, though. It's ticking, but it's not, so I messed something up here. Where is it? Here we go. Object. This has to be 0. So I am not passing that information through, huh? Let me take a quick look here. I forgot to connect all the dots, I think. A collectible behavior catalyst. Come on, where is it? It's not there, it's not there, it's not there. This. Right, because I have damage. This should be it. This mana cost should be 100. Let's go back to here. Not there. Let's go back to here. Plus this dot mana cost. go. This mana cost... So I want a snapshot. I want 2 snapshots. I want you to tell me what the real mana cost is, and I want you to do this math and tell me. So this will be 1 tick, 2 tick. Tell me what both of those are. So 110.00, 110.00. What side? Oh. I think the client's gonna see this as 0. The client will see this as 0. I cannot send this packet this way. I can't do this. I can't do that. What I need to do is set the int to get the current mana plus this. And I want just the server to do this. So I could say, whoops, and player.world.side.is server. The server's the only thing that should be doing this. And now what I could do is after a tick, we could do player.watchedAttributes.markPathDirty. There we go, and I can mark that path dirty so the client will get the update. Whoo! Tick, tick. There we go. Now I'm getting 10. Alright, so that was only 60 mana. I want to get rid of all the mana that I can. Something's going on with this. There we go. Wonder if it's just like an haste value that's not right. Okay, let's spawn this. How much mana do I have? 31. Whang! There we go. I have 2 mana left. That's as low as I can go. So you got to get close to it. I think this is actually pretty good, having to be this close to it. And I have 72 mana. 1, 2, 3, 4. I think this is double ticking. We're missing 3 ticks. And world side is server. I'm going to try and restrict the ticks just to the server side as well. All right, we'll cast Serenity a couple of times here. Here we go. Right there. Bam. There we go. I am down to 14 mana. So if this works right, I should have 114 mana. There we go. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It's only ticking 7 times. Why? Tell me your secrets. If the modified time is greater than or equal to 10, then remove. Oh, is it? It's not a time-lapse thing, right? Time-lapse, time collided, times 1 second. Total time to live is right here. If we go further down, yeah, I made it 5 minutes that this thing should last. I'm cool with like 3 minutes, right? So 6, 12, 18, 180. Let's do that instead. Lasts for 3 minutes, not 5. But regardless. Is it? Am I getting less ticks because I move this up? I wouldn't think so, right? Because this is the time to live. The tick is false, right? And then we got the time to live. Let's kind of get rid of that. Let's try this. Maybe I'm being too restrictive. Alright. Yeah, we'll just cast another one. How much mana? 84. 9, 10. That was all 10. 184. So I think it was the fact that I was being too restrictive on the refreshing. Let's reload to make sure that the client and the server both agree that I got the amount of mana that I should have got. 184. Do, 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 do. 184. Okay, so it's working. Let's change things just a little bit here. There's some parts about this thing I don't like. The first thing is going to be the hitbox for it. I do not like this hitbox. I'm thinking reduce it by a lot. And then maybe make it like 5, right? This thing really needs to be tiny. Alright, we're gonna reload. That way you can feel like you're getting closer to it. That or I increase the range. Oops. Maybe I could make this like a 2-5. This could be maybe a 7-5. We're gonna reload. And then I could go into, not here, I could close that out. Or we can go into here. And then get AoE entities. Oh, these are different too, that's why! I'll do 1.5 there. And then 1.5 here. You know, let's increase the radius a little bit. 7.5. And just to be sure it ticks right, we'll make that 8. I'll give it just a little bit more. It really should be maybe, yeah, you know, 7.5. I don't think the discrepancy is going to be that bad. All right. That was the reason why. It wasn't client to server. It was the fact that I was just close enough absorbing some of the ticks. Which means I probably could go back. Tick. All right, let me get rid of some stuff here. So I got 1 tick there. There we go. That's... No, that's not good enough. Let's cast one more time. Alright, we're at 70. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That should be the last tick. And it is. Alright, this is working pretty well. Let's see how close you have to get. I'm gonna put this in the center right there. Still nothing there. Perfect. That's as far away as you can be. So I think you walking up to it, next to it, with the pulsing, that is a fantastic range right there. Excellent. All right, let's localize that. What do I have here? Let's pull out Inferno. I think I just have like 7 question marks, maybe. Inferno. Can you move while casting this? Yeah, you can. Bam. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh, it's 8 question marks. All right. It's going to be the same thing here. Let's pull up. You know, instead of 8 question marks, maybe I'll just call this, should it just be the spell name? Instead of, like, mystery, right? Question mark, like, should it just be, like, the spell name? So it'd be Gift of the Mage 1. Yeah, let's get another song going on here. There we go. So let's look for item, creature. So instead of spell attacking orb, I can say spell mana regen object dash gift of the mage 1 dash anything. Let's just see what this looks like. Yeah, gift of the mage 1. There you go, it's gonna look just like that. That means Gift of the Mage 2 would look like this. I kind of want to name it like Mana Regen Crystal, or you know what I mean? Something like that. Mana Regen Crystal. Maybe Mana Regeneration Crystal, like that? That way it keeps with the game's theme. And then a greater mana. But you know what? Why don't I just do Greater Mana Crystal? And that's just a Mana Crystal. Dot reload lang. It didn't work. Oh, because technically there could be a dead version of it. Although it's not truly dead. There we go. There we go. Just called a mana crystal now. I should add more information to this, right? I should probably tell you how much longer it's gonna last. So I need a timer. Probably how many ticks are left as well. I think those are both things that this should have. There we go. So we need to go into this object. I gotta remember how to display that kind of information. Get info, right? It's get info. Let's test this out. Yeah, that's it. Alright, cool. Time remaining, get the time remaining. Yeah, that would be good. That would do the automatic conversion. I already did the math on this. Excellent, so that's the time remaining. Now I want to say, I want to also give the remaining ticks. I'll say charges. Pop that in. We'll do a comma. This dot. What did I call it? Damn it! What did I call it? What am I incrementing? Modified time to live. Oh, that's such an ugly way of putting it. Oh man, Vice, what'd you do? So it's got 3 charges. Let's get rid of that period. I don't know why I have that period there. So time remaining with 3 charges left. Charges left. Reft. Here, I'll cast Serenity on this here. Boop. Let's cast Serenity one more time. Boop. Okay. So I got 3 ticks left. 4, 5, 6. Oh. So I gotta take this. I gotta do 10 minus. There we go. Now it's 3, right? Oh, I'm at full mana. Hold on, let's cast Serenity again. Guinevere Esther, hello. So you are the Minecraft 2.0 Magic developer? Well, you mean I made Rustbound Magic, which is what I'm working on now. Yes, I have created Rustbound Magic 3. All right, so get close to. It just did. Oh, time ran out. Damn it. I think time ran out. Hold on. We'll spawn this again. We'll spawn it again. We got 3 minutes. We got 3 minutes. Let me empty my mana. 1, 2, 3, and 4. That should be more than enough, right? I'm at 151. 9, 8, 7. Look at that. Regenning the mana. 1. And then 0. That worked perfectly. I'm at 151. Yeah, alright. Well, the base spell for Gift of the Mage is done. We can get rid of the work in progress tag. Gift of the Mage. Here we go, get rid of that. Actually, I need to look at this specifically. Because I gotta put in a description for this now. It's all grown up. There we go, instead of question marks, I'll say, creates a mana crystal. It creates a mana crystal that replenishes mana for nearby mages. There we go. Copy and paste it in here. So this is a greater mana crystal. Alright, we'll shotgun that in, right? Because when you look at it, instead of the descriptions, .reload lang, and we'll go back to it. There we go. Creates a mana crystal. Perfect. And it went over to the spell scroll. Excellent. What is this stat bonus stuff? What was I doing? Let's get rid of the stat bonus stuff. Let's go into the spell. So we don't need any kind of stats here. Duration. I could put duration in here, and then that will be how long the crystal lasts, right? So it was 180. Let's, you know what? Let's do that. There's the object. So basically, I mean, basically this is the time to live. Right here, total time to live collided. So I would have to do something like this dot duration, and then I would have to static cast this as a long. Which means up here I need to do duration. And then in Gift of the Mage, now it should take that. I'm assigning it there. And I've got to pass duration in. That way I can make a config for people to have this last as long as they want. Cannot convert type float to int. How about I just make it a long? That way I don't need this static cast. Here, let's just stop. Let's just stop. The game's about to be upset with all the stuff that I'm doing anyways. Just stop. You're gonna hurt yourself. Long. There we go. Perfect. Let's go in. So nothing should have changed. It should still say 3 minutes. Single player. Redo. Would you ever make a night vision spell as an alternative to using the night vision helmet? I have thought of that, entity. I have thought of that. There's just a lot of other spells like this one that I want to do first. I want to do this, and then I want to do Wraith Walk. I don't think I'm going to have enough time to fully do Wraith Walk. But I want that spell. I want Wraith Walk. And Tide Runner. Tide Runner I think is going to be cool too. 0! I did something wrong. So I put duration into here for duration, then in here, total time collided. Let me just make sure. Right, and then the total time live is here. So it should be passing through, but it is not. Oh, it's because this crystal already existed before. Let's spawn a new one. Is it the same? Okay, no. I was wrong. So, is it because this I can't just static cast this, huh? I probably have to do a conversion for this outside of just the static cast. So I'll just do 180L for now. And we will put this through. No? Interesting. Time to live. There's the duration. Maybe I'll back off on the duration until there's probably a way to do... I probably can't just do a cast for a long. Like an int to a long. I'll just not deal with it for now. That's very low-hanging fruit. I still want to make Wraith Walk and Sacrifice and Tide Runner. There we go. All right, everything has the time that it should. Excellent. Oh, if you go in between both, do you get double ticks? Oh, 5, 4. Oh, you know what? I think these weren't full entities. Here, we're gonna get rid of these. They were broken because their duration and stuff didn't work initially. It was probably an issue when passing that data. All right, now let's create new ones. All right, I expect to see 80. Yeah, I'm getting double ticks. Woo! Look at that. 5 charges and 5 charges. Yeah, they were ticking pretty evenly. Nice. Nice. All right, and this is just a start too. I think, you know, if I'm gonna name this a mana crystal, I think I'm going to change this. Kind of wanna play with the model just a little bit. Gift of the Mage. Right, so instead of being so thin, let's make it a little chunky. 1, 2, 3. There we go. Oh, that meets up perfect right there. Okay. 2.2, right? Was the... Yeah, that's what it was. I want it to look like a full crystal. and then have the thin stuff, and I can make the thin stuff transparent on the outside. Clever. Oh, Vice, you sly boots, you. Good morning, Vexus. How are you? Hope you're doing well. I'm doing pretty good. I had like a literal week of work, like since it started last Saturday at around 4? At around 4? Uh-oh, stream's buffering. It is. There. We'll stop the music for a bit. We'll see if that fixes it. But yeah, it was something. It was a very busy week. And it was like issue after issue after issue crept up. There we go. There it goes. Had to reload Twitch. Ah, I got you. Oh, let's not do a save as. Let's do a save. And then I'm thinking for these bits, because I could possibly just tilt it in a little bit. That way the outside, that way it doesn't look so like, you know, like there's a missing part. Kind of figured I sent like a fat message and I was like, oh, he's busy. Yeah. Like I had to work last Saturday. I was on call last Sunday. And then like Monday right out of the gate, issues. Most days, like I didn't even get to live stream because I was working till I literally had to be an adult and leave. And then hopping back on at like, you know, 7, 8 at night to like do more work. Just, it sucked. It sucked. Are things settling okay with the issues? Yeah. No one's complaining now. And I took my little one to a park too, so I'm sitting there like, you know, I'm at the park and it's like, oh god, things are blowing up literally, like, you know, the maternity ward, like they're losing network connection. There's like a lady going into labor. I'm like, I gotta go home. I gotta see what the heck's going on and fix the switching. Like, oh man, it was something. It was something. It sucked. So I am curious. I could do this. Twitch is being funky. Ugh. Just test another stream on Twitch. Unfortunately, it's just here from what I see. Oh, great. I mean, I turned off my music. I don't see any errors. Oh, you know what? 3 minutes ago.